Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is my film review. Uh, so today I watched this amazing film. Well, it wasn't that uh, amazing, but um, I would uh, not call it must watch, but I think it's a good film. If you enjoy horror or occult genre, then you will definitely enjoy it. Although it is a slow film, so it's called Star Acre, and this film was released in 2023. Um, so I'll just try to keep it short and simple. So, what happens is that there's a couple, who lives in a small town, more like a village, and um, the husband is he he is sort of like an archaeologist, and his wife is just a regular housewife, and she takes care of their child who is of special needs, uh, and although they are attached to the child, uh, you know it somewhere it's hard for them to handle the kid, um, because of his health problems, and they are of a humble background. So they show that the woman, she is clinically depressed somewhere, but she is in denial, and the husband, he is also suffering in silence, but they are distracting themselves. They both know what's going on, but they don't express themselves until one day an animal suddenly dies. A horse has some fungus-like thing growing in his eye. It's like looks like it's bleeding, and he he dies on the spot, and the the villagers, they believe that it's a curse or something, um, and during that time the child who is uh, all he's autistic, he seems to be psychic. He can sense that there's a spirit called Jack. It's being invoked or something. Uh, so his parents, they obviously don't believe him, and they get him checked from doctors and everything. He's having trouble at school. Unfortunately, one day he dies exactly the same way. He gets this sudden asthmatic attack, and he dies, and uh, when they are burying him, they notice, his father notices that there is something, some that same red uh, organism is attached to it. Uh, Now they've shown everything in a very subtle way, which is a plus point of this film. So what happens is that since the husband is an archaeologist, he starts going to work, he's digging and everything, uh, and he finds this skeleton of a rabbit, and he he puts it in a box and brings it inside his home. Uh, and During that time, his wife's sister has also arrived to spend some time with them. Uh, and what happens is, he, when he is in his room with the uh, specimen of the rabbit, uh, he notices that it has that red uh, organism, that fungus-like thing attached to it. And when he shows that to his friend at work, he, he doesn't see anything. But when he goes home, it starts to grow. It's as if it's coming to life. It's suddenly a heart is pumping within it, and you know, just like you see a body being born inside a womb, the same way, that rabbit is coming to life. And after a day or two, he finds a live rabbit hiding in his room, and he has to obviously show it to his wife, and they set it free. Uh, because they have gone through the trauma of losing their child, uh, they they feel like their child has come back in another form. But according to the folklore, that that area is basically uh, inhabited, or it, uh, it was this hub, or a place where uh, a cult existed since hundreds of years, and there was a willow tree, I think, and that's where uh, the entity they worshipped, that was buried. The spirit lived in that tree, and they uh, it would basically would guide the ones who would worship it to sacrifice a man, a woman, and a child in order to give birth to it in some form. So now they literally adopt the rabbit uh, and bring it inside their home, and they treat it exactly like the baby, and they uh, they sacrifice, or rather murder, the sister, and uh, the his friend who works with him, and in the end they show that the woman is breastfeeding the rabbit. Uh, So it's quite a beautiful ending, uh, and it leaves the audience with some speculation. It's an open ending. Although it's a slightly slow film, uh, the good thing is that they don't spoon feed the audience and they keep it artistic. And yeah, so I mean, it's uh, it's a really different film, and you don't get to watch such films nowadays. It's really hard to actually discover such content. So it's quite interesting how certain uh, forms of magic exist, and even today there are communities that exist. Obviously, they live off the grid usually, and they for them it is normal. It is a part of their culture. You know. So yeah, it's very interesting to see how people perform certain rituals and believe in certain entities. Um, this film reminded me of Hereditary, uh, because in that there is this there's this lineage going on of the woman's mother being part of a cult, and it's like they are controlling everything. And in this film they show that the the husband, his father, he was the one who was basically a part of a cult, and he wanted to sacrifice his child, but the entity had rejected him, maybe because the father did not actually love his child, so it wouldn't be a sacrifice. Uh, and it's beautiful, when you think about the whole concept. Uh, and these things do exist. That's the scary part. That um, I mean, when you see something from uh, the third person's point of view, you will find it scary or horror. But if you are seeing yourself as a part of uh, that atmosphere, or you're seeing it in first person, then for you it becomes normal. It's like if we eat beef or chicken, you know, or mutton, whatever, we are having barbecue. For an animal, if they can see what we are doing, it would be horror, right? But for us, that butchery and eating everything, that is considered completely normal. Uh, so that's the thing. I mean, so in this film, it's interesting the similarities it has with Hereditary. There's another film called Babadook uh, that I would like to recommend. Uh, it's also about it's about a child who and uh, some shadowy figure in the house. Now I'll talk about that some other time. But these are similar genres. And yeah, so um, the link between this film, Acre and Hereditary, is that how when the child dies and they are feeling this sense of loss and guilt, a woman comes in their house and she says that I can help you with maybe yoga and meditation and stuff like that, and she's actually manipulating them. She invokes uh, the spirit uh, of that entity to enter the house, but she makes them believe that it's the child's soul. Now that is a mystery if it actually was the child or not. But it is a sign that it is an evil spirit, in, because the candle suddenly, it rises, the flame rises, and it's just like there's a scene in Hereditary, and it's really emotional for the parents because you know going through something like that and then seeing something happening in front of you that is so surreal. So yeah, it was a very interesting ending, and they show that this is not the first time this has happened. It's a legacy that has been going on. That means at some point uh, they will probably, if the entity chooses them, they could be sacrificed. You know, uh, and when you are a part of a cult, you you blindly believe the leader, whoever, whatever. The person could be alive or dead, whoever you are following. Uh, the followers are under a spell, and they believe in that leader blindly, and they are so mesmerized by him or her that they will do anything for that person. And of course it depends on every in disciple, or every participant or member is different, but they are convinced of a certain belief. And just like we see people in the society, if we have certain beliefs, we have certain leaders, all that. uh, so yeah, anyways, I hope you watch this film, you like this review, although I spoiled it. But anyways, watch this film, Star Acre, if you get a chance. And I'm looking forward to a film that is about to be released. It's called Heretic, with stars Hugh Grant. So I'll check that out in a month because it has just been released, I think. So yeah, looking forward to more reviews and beautiful films to share with you guys. Anyways, take care. Bye bye.